What's going on? So it is 16:14 p.m. It is Monday afternoon, and I have a double writing session vid for you to go over. So this morning, I worked on Beyvox, Excerpt number 8, and I worked on Star Wars Endgame. Beyvox, I worked on it for 3 hours and 53 minutes. I got 6 pages typed with 3,314 words. Endgame, I worked for 3 hours and 4 minutes. I got 105 pages typed with 44,384 words. So, yeah, I'm happy. I'm finally back to writing again. And also, I hit 200 subs on my channel too. I'll be doing a giveaway video later on once I figure out which movie code I want to give away for that milestone, because I'm really happy about that. So, in Beyvox, I finished up Trent fighting Utan for the Mantle of Mandalore. He didn't get it. But it was an interesting session because it took me a while to figure out how to end it and then where to go with the next part of his journey. Because this is the beginning of the story. It's the beginning of Beyvox. So I want to make his origin as authentic as possible, and also make sure that, I expand enough to where I feel comfortable about it and good, and then go from there with it. Like, it was amazing how I worked it all out. It flowed so well, and I was so happy about that. Now he's on his way to Dathomir for the next part of his journey. Well, the next part of his journey, but also the first step in his new Genesis, basically. And I'm happy about that. Like, I'm really glad that I got to that point. I'm gonna finish up Dathomir eventually, hopefully later tonight, and then be able to post. Cause shit. There's so much to work on with this story. It's crazy. But yeah, I had a lot of fun working on this shit. Like, giving Trent a backstory in full origin is very important to who he is. And so you have a better understanding of what he's been through and where he's coming from versus, just jumping into the Choices to Make trilogy and, discovering, he's Lucius's father, but also, just knowing that, and then you're like, okay, well then what else about him? So I'm doing the whole 9 yards with his ass, basically. So that's fun. And then Endgame, that's set 7 years after the Battle of Dennabar and long after Beyvox. That one was... I felt so weird about writing that because I got to one point where it felt weird because I had to look up my high school crush to see what she looked like so I could get an accurate write down and shit. That's why I felt so off-standish about writing it again. But now I'm like back in the saddle with it and enjoying it, so happy on that. Originally the scene I was working on was there we go. I had to get some crust off my damn cap. Originally the scene I was working on was Lucius, Trixie, and Aaron were on vacation on Naboo in the Lake Country at their residence. And I remember I was going to have it directly tie into Fate of the Jedi, because that was 2009. I had just started listening to Fate of the Jedi, so I was on to. I just finished Outcast. I think I started up Omen. And I remember tying it in there and shit, and I was like, this is gonna be fun. Because I remember, like, when I wrote The Choices We Make trilogy, I'd finished The Long War. Like, I wrote it alongside The Long War as I was listening to it. And that was easy. This was, when Fate of the Jedi dropped, that was a whole new era, and I didn't know what to expect. So I was like, okay, I'll just go with this and see what happens. Now, I didn't do that this time around. I'm just making it my own thing where it follows its own story without, tying along into what's going on with that shit. So it'll be more autonomous versus relying on the story itself. So that's fun. But yeah, working on parental dynamics was fun. Working on just doing family dynamics was amazing. I loved it. It was so exciting. But I'm glad I got more pages written, and I'm working up to Brock's flashback. Because his flashback is the most important one in terms of development. Because, him and Lucius were best friends, and there was a time when they didn't really talk. And the only time they didn't talk was when Lucius cost him that 20,000 credit smuggler run. But there was another time after the war that he wouldn't talk to him at all. And I'm segueing into that, and it's very important for character growth and also understanding Brock's point of view on the matter as well. So it'd be nice to see Brock and Tisha Ray interact with each other, because I'm anxious to do that. So, yeah, that's what I got. I'm happy and proud of what I worked on finally writing. So, yeah. So, I'm closing in on. Oh, I'm working towards 50,000 words in Endgame. And then I'm working towards possibly 5,000 or a little over 5,000 words in Beyvox, excerpt number 8. So I'm happy. Anxious to see how this all turns out, where it goes. So I'm going to get off of here, upload this, and rummage through my films and figure out which code to give away. So, stay tuned.